Creating videos has so many layers, and we often focus a lot of our attention onto the kind of technical stuff, understandably, because it's a lot easier to put your finger exactly on what's making certain videos better than others. But what about the subtle nuances, or why some videos have that like, feeling that just makes you keep on watching? So how do we make our videos not boring? Well, I have 6 ways, and we're gonna go through these 6 methods, starting with the first, going up in importance till this last one that I see pretty much every single beginner YouTuber doing. Before we do that, I just wanted to ask, did you enjoy that intro? Because if you did, it's likely that it was because I used the assets from Motion Array, the sponsor of today's video, an awesome platform where creators like you and I can get countless assets to make your videos much more interesting and stand out from the rest. I'm gonna tell you more about them a little bit later on. Starting with number 1, and that is to start your videos in the middle. And I know, like story, we need intros and stuff. Yes, but long-winded build-ups and explanations are not storytelling. They are annoying and immediately turn off the viewer from getting to the juicy details that are coming later on. They're not really interested in sticking around for that. Check this out. What's more interesting for you? Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about this cap. So I have been wearing a cap for a long time, and when I want to go outside in the sun, I am going to tell you why I will wear this cap. Stupid example, I know. Really stupid example. But that version, or something like, my biggest problem about caps is when I shouldn't wear them. And if we're going out in the sun and I need a cap, I'm going to be doing whatever. It's starting straight in the middle. It's not a big build up intro thing to something. I'm straight up starting right there, boom. And what this does for the viewer is it forces them to play catch up. They're immediately going to be switched on, trying to figure out what's going on in your story and catch up to where you've just like thrown them in. You're not slowly taking them in, holding their hand, walking them into the thing that you're going to talk about, and then kind of drip feeding it. You're just going, boom, we're in it, catch up, figure out what's going on, or you're gonna get left behind. That makes for much more immersive content. It may sometimes feel like you're just not giving enough info, but trust me, it is way better to feel like you don't quite understand what's going on and have to figure out what is going on than being completely over-explained to and just being bored. So if you aren't giving enough info, maybe it's not a bad thing. The second thing is going to be incentivizing your audience with hooks. You've probably heard that you should start your video with some bang or something explosive to get the attention of people. There's so much on the internet these days, right? Yeah. But I think it's equally as important that you need to sporadically introduce hooks throughout that video to incentivize your viewers and audience to stick around. Not just till the end to this like one big payoff. You can have multiple little hooks and deliveries throughout your video. Giving you an example, if you noticed in this video right in the beginning, I showed you this cool graphic with these 6 different squares, all of them being blurred out. And I also mentioned that we're going to go through them in a chronological order, working our way up to the most important one at the end. So this graphic is awesome to help you understand and get an idea of what we're doing in this video. But more importantly, it's giving you a reason to stay around that you keep getting rewarded on. I will unblur a square, tell you what that tip is. Then we'll talk about it. And then you want to see what the next square is, and we'll get to that one and I'll unblur that and you see what that one is. All working up to that last one being the most important one. And I did that on purpose when I scripted it and made my most commonly seen mistake as the last one so that I could tease that and incentivize it to you so that you have a reason to stick around. It's all good and well saying that there's one big thing at the end, but patience wears thin once you have to stick through like a 12-minute video to get your reward of that end thing that you introduced in the beginning hook of the video. So having multiple different hooks and then payouts for the viewer throughout the video is going to keep them in that flow of intrigue, interest. The interest is tapering off, but then they get the reward for that initial hook. But there's another hook, so now they have more interest and it tapers off and you give them another little reward. And that's my biggest thing I've been learning and trying to implement into all of my content. And I suggest you do the same. The third thing is to inject personality into your delivery. Your viewers are going to enjoy watching you a lot more if they can feel that you have that energy and passion and enthusiasm for the thing that you're talking about. It's contagious. It comes across through screen and on camera. And it's something that you really need to be aware of. Because if I'm kind of sitting here and just trying to make this video and get these tips to you that I came up with these tips on ChatGPT because whatever, the viewers are gonna see right through that immediately. Be yourself, be enthusiastic about what you're talking about. And if you're not, maybe you're talking about the wrong subjects. You have to have a passion and a drive for this thing. I love this shit. I research and do countless amounts of different plans and research and everything into exactly this. And I hope that it comes across on camera that way and that you can feel it and that I'm excited to be sharing these things. I've figured out some of these other tips that will make your videos better or a better way to talk to camera. And when I share them with you, I'm amped about it. And hopefully that comes across because I am. If it's not, I'm doing a bad job. But inject your personality, be yourself, be enthusiastic, and work on something that you are passionate about. Number 4 is going to be to vary your visuals. In the same way that if I just had this talking head segment with no additional B-roll or footage, it would quite quickly become pretty boring. And I'm sure you guys have heard about using B-roll to further explain your points or show certain things, and you can use awesome text graphics, you can use all sorts of overlays. The thing is it's not always enough, and you need to vary your visuals using different types of B-roll, using different types of text and different types of graphics. And I know it's incredibly difficult to continuously create all of these different types of graphics. And one of the ways that you can make this significantly easier for yourself is by using Motion Array. They have a countless amount of different overlays, graphics, text, everything that you guys can throw onto your videos and keep them really, really interesting and engaging for the viewer. They also have just announced a really awesome collaboration that they've done with David Milan, who creates these awesome, colorful, poppy, amazing graphics. He's an insane illustrator and designer. So go and check out the link in the description. You can get the attention-grabbing, set it off template collection made in collaboration with Motion Array and David Milan. Highly worth checking out and an easy way for you guys to spice up your content and keep it not boring. The 5th thing is going to be creating multiple points of interest. So this is similar to having the hooks throughout your video, but we want to create a feeling when the viewer's watching that video that if they were to click off now, they are going to miss something coming out. We have to introduce that sense of FOMO. So if they click off, there's going to be some little gold nugget that's coming up that they are going to miss, and they cannot click off of the video until they find out about that gold nugget. Otherwise, they're going to be missing out on this important piece of information or any other value that you are going to be adding next, just around the corner, after this one, coming up. Just like the hooks, you kind of want to sprinkle these throughout your video and then reward the viewers for sticking around with a value bomb. Boom, there's the information that you have been sticking around for, and there's another one coming, so don't click off of this video, otherwise you're gonna miss that one as well. But it's important that when you do have those payoffs, it needs to be living up to the build-up that you had it. You can't just go, oh my God, I'm gonna tell you the craziest thing ever if you just wait 2 more minutes. And then when it comes to this crazy thing, it's actually just not that crazy. I made you stick around. And there's another one of these crazy things coming up. They're gonna very quickly learn, the things aren't that crazy. It's kind of just hype and build up. They're gonna see through it. So make sure that when you do have that payoff of the thing they've been waiting for, it needs to be a gold nugget value bomb that you give them and they go, if I had it clicked off, I wouldn't have found this out. And if I didn't find this out, I would have missed out hugely. And for that reason, the next thing that you've teased now, I'm gonna stay for that as well. Because if it's anything like the ones before, definitely worth it. I can't miss out on that. So the sixth and last thing, the most important thing, is to cut your videos down. And I'm talking cut them down. Videos have way too much fluff in them. It's an incredibly hard thing to master, especially if you've put a lot of effort into a certain aspect of your video and you don't want to cut it out because of how much work it took. It's really important to be relentless with this. The viewer is not going to know how much effort that thing took, and if it doesn't add value to your video, you have to cut it out. It's almost like once you've created your video, your final cut, you've cut everything up, that's the length of the video. It's like you need to go to that cut and treat it like a first draft rough cut, and then make a whole nother cut from that video. And even once you've done that one, you could repeat that process and make another cut from that video. Example for you guys, just to put it in perspective. When I film a talking video like this to camera, when I'm talking to you guys, I will film for about 30 minutes and I don't repeat anything. I don't really take any breaks. I'm lucky enough to have gotten to the point where I can kind of just talk the whole 30 minutes. I'm not repeating, so there's no doubles or anything. It's like 30 minutes worth of straight, like talking what I think is valuable content. And most likely the video that I upload is going to be 10 minutes or often less. So I'm really cutting a lot out. And the version of this video that you're seeing is a tiny percentage of even the things that I spoke about. Not to mention that when I script the videos, I try and do the exact same thing and really cut them down, give you like just the pieces that need to be said to add the value to yourself. So once you've done your cut, maybe you aren't actually quite finished and you need to cut it down much more and be absolutely brutal and relentless with your cuts. That is going to be it for this video. Remember, if you guys want to take your videos to the next level and make them awesome, introduce some amazing color, templates, and motion graphics made in collaboration with amazing illustrator David Milan, check out Motion Array. They are crazy. They have sound effects, titles, presets, overlays, everything that you guys could need for your videos to spice them up and make them not boring. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Have fun. Bye.